is being organized by the World Community Service Center Alyar IT team. All human beings seek to live a life of unmitigated pleasure, but this does not happen in most of the cases due to the lack of meditation and introspection. To expound the concept, why introspection matters, we have our guest of honor, Professor Uma Srikanth ma'am from Chennai, with us tonight. I extend a special welcome to you, ma'am. Our professor has pursued her BA, B.Ed English, Diploma in Computer Applications, and PG Diploma in Materials Management. In her spiritual journey, Professor Uma Madam has become Arulnidhi in 1992 and has 10 years of experience as Sky Professor. She is rendering her spiritual service at Velacheri Manavalakalai Mandram. Ma'am also completed Diploma in Yoga for Human Excellence and MA in Yoga for Human Excellence. She is currently working for Chennai Port Harbour. Now I request our Professor Uma Srikanth ma'am to share her knowledge of today's evening spiritual session on the topic why introspection matters. Be blessed by the divine. Over to you, ma'am.
Be blessed by the divine. May the whole world be blessed by the divine. Salutations to Mother, Father, and Guru. The topic I've taken for today's speech is why introspection matters. Introspection is the best tool of self development. The beauty of human being is the power of self-awareness. And as a result, if we can just run through all our experiences and events during the day, self appreciating ourselves and self criticizing ourselves, and whatever we have got right and wherever we need a correction, purely on the strength of our own self awareness, we'll be stunned at how we can develop ourselves and what we can become in life. Swamiji puts it under four parts of Manavalakalai: meditation, introspection, sublimation, and perfection. To begin with, every day before we go to sleep, the last thing to do is to spend some time quietly and run through the entire day in our mind. Let us see an example. I got up in the morning, I set up a wake up call, and then I switched it off and went to sleep. Do not have to torture and scold ourselves. Why? Questions. Avoid it and we'll go for what questions. Just run through a day. I did this, so I did not obey the alarm call. Though I was supposed to wake up at 6 o'clock, I woke up at 6:30 and then I did my Kayakalpa. I'm not sure. I should have. Then I came to have herbal tea and I had tea. It was good. And then I did not have time because I woke up late. So I took the breakfast and took the scooty, saying to myself that in the office I'll go and have. While going there on the way, one motorist came in between and I got so tensed up I raised my voice and scolded him. And in turn, he shouted back at me. And immediately I got a mood out, and with that, I went to office. And because I was catching up by getting up late, I had to go to office 10 minutes late, and hence I had to go to my HOD's room to sign the attendance, and I had to either tell a sorry or tell a lie. Punctured, traffic jam, diversion, and so on. Or I have to say sorry. Likewise, let us go through the entire day's happenings. Next day morning, remember that you have started the introspection practice. Let whatever happen, just observe the day's events at the end of the day. You can even jot it down shortly. What will happen? Nothing will happen for few days. But because 3 days in introspection, You realize you set up the wake up call at 6, but you woke up at 6:30, the next day at 6:45, the next day at 7:15. It'll happen. Just watch. Keep introspecting, reflecting, observing. Something beautiful will happen on the fourth day. You'll set up the wake up call for 6:30. You'll realize that it is beyond you and accept the fact. Because instead of setting a goal for yourself every morning where you fail, might as well set a goal where I begin by succeeding. This is called awareness. Something within you realized you're not capable of getting up at 6. You're not already there. Maharishi says it's good at getting up at Brahma Muhurt. There's so many benefits in it. A saint's aspiration, it seems, is not there in me. You'll realize, why should I begin the day with failure? Why should I let myself at the beginning of the day? I have realized I'm not capable of getting up. Awareness dawns. Finally, each one will have to come in terms of their own threshold and reality. I'm not designed for Brahma Muhurt and other things. Come on, what is the next available Muhurt? Fourth day, when you're having herbal tea, you'll tell yourself, I'm reading Swamiji's books, and in Karma Yoga, there comes a topic on awareness and thanksgiving, and yet I've never appreciated my mother even once. I have never missed criticizing when the tea is not good, but I've never praised when in introspection only we are realizing this. But somewhere on the fifth day or the seventh day, when you're having the fourth sip of tea, when it comes from outside, the voice dies. And when it comes from inside, it does not die. The inside will tell you to appreciate mom. You just call out, Amma, tea is good. You'll be going on the road. Motorists will come. We'll keep scolding. It will happen. In the introspection, by the time we have noticed this behavior of us, we are getting angry on the road and we don't know whether it is bothering that fellow or not. It is bothering us till we go to office. He scolded me and it is still lingering in my mind, not in him. Some story or poem, quotation or a sentence or a word will come to the mind, which is a redundant knowledge in us. Introspection will bring relevance into that knowledge. Somewhere in the introspection, we'll realize that we have behaved emotionally. Some realization will come. Motors will come and we'll see ourselves saying, go. Anger will still form itself, but it will not find expression. It is called awareness. There is no other way to develop. There is only one way to develop, that is through introspection. It'll only take few minutes. We'll go to office. If every meeting of mine begins either with a lie or a sorry, where is the psychological advantage in the meeting? Because if we have a meeting, we want to have the psychological edge. We want to have the upper hand or stand in par with our superiors. If the meeting starts either with a lie where we have already let ourselves down, either with a sorry or a lie, we have handed over the psychological advantage to the other person. He's going to control the meeting. I don't mind somebody coming late and saying sorry or a lie. Then, in that case, he's handing over the edge to me. I control the meeting, but I don't want to lose this edge. Most of the knowledge is redundant because it lacks application. What is happening to all of us is our knowledge is growing in a separate track, and our life is being lived in a separate track. And if these two tracks have to be held together, you need those wooden blocks which has to act as anchor fasteners. They have to hold both the tracks and the center wooden block is introspection. We read lot of books, we gain lot of knowledge. We are going on developing our knowledge, but it will not have any application. Knowledge does not become maturity without awareness, and awareness cannot be developed unless we practice introspection. We need to sit aside and run through our entire day for a few minutes. Somewhere 2 or 3 months later, one day we'll realize on our own. Changes will take place. We'll know how to begin the meeting. And in our mind, we'll not say that we want to go to office at 9:30. We'll say, I would like to go to office at 9:15 because for me 9:30 is 9:45. Every time we'll have to run to the office. We have to run in the last minute. We should understand our limitations, weaknesses, and our shortcomings. If once in a way I'm stressed by the watch, everybody go through this. If every time I find myself running, if every time I finding myself stressed in a traffic jam, if every time I'm fighting the 9:30 to enter office, then something is not okay, definitely wrong with me. I'll have to understand this is my limitation. There's no point in having utopian expectations from me. I need to have realistic expectations. It's very clear. When we introspect, we'll understand something about ourselves. There's no other way. 15 minutes I'm reading Swamiji's books. No question about it. Rest of the day, I'm all the time speaking. So how does 15 minutes of being right going to excuse me speaking lower tongue for the rest of the day? Even 1 hour and 15 minutes of yogic practice will not help. Introspection at the end of the day makes me realize how to overcome anger. There's no other way. Swamiji has taught us neutralization of anger. We have to get angry. And in introspection, we have to understand we got angry. One day, we'll realize, except losing my peace of mind, me getting BP, nothing changed. We have got only ourselves, physical health and mental health to lose. And one day we'll understand the futility of our anger by practicing Swamiji's neutralization of anger. If we are meant to correct ourselves, we'll definitely will at all cost. Let's have a recap of whatever we have seen until now. That is, after meditation, by investing about few minutes at the end of every day, just a run through our day, we don't have to do anything else. Just like an editor will watch that entire film strip, just run through our entire day with our awareness. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to discuss it with anybody. If we are failing anywhere else, we'll come to know by practicing introspection. When we don't practice, then we won't know where we are failing, then nothing will help. Only introspection and thought analysis will give more growth and transformation than everything else. There'll be self-criticism in introspection. We let ourselves down. We set up the wake-up call. If somebody tells us every day you want to get up at 6, but you're getting up at 6:30, what's the use? Why do you set up the alarm? Your ego will want to justify and argue because there is no ego between you and you. Any feedback from outside, your ego will come in between. But when there is self-criticism, we are not ego involved with anybody. We are telling ourselves, we let ourselves down. So the ease which we correct ourselves will be remarkable and phenomenal. Self-appreciation will come in the most beautiful moment in introspection is not in any of these. That day when we do introspection, we set the alarm and woke up earlier Then we will smile. That smile is equal to Bharat Ratna because there is self appreciation. Somebody else is not appreciating us from outside, then that motorist come in between. We did not scold him badly. Once again, we'll smile. We walked into the office at 9:25 and a HOD will come behind us. We'll smile. This is the beauty and result of introspecting daily. As introspection grows, self appreciation grows. This craving to be appreciated by outside will start coming down. We do amazing things in life, but we want it to be appreciated by the world. The only reason for this craving is there is not enough self appreciation in our life. Introspection will bring it. The inner voice is dormant and we are not hearing it. It is telling us all the time, don't do like this, don't choose this, choose that. But it is too soft. When introspection is not practiced, this inner voice will get louder and stronger. The word intro suggests that intro is when you see things, what happens within you. Introspection will remove our incomplete cycles because in our introspection we'll realize we had to meet that person, but last minute we cancelled it. Okay, we'll meet him tomorrow. That is, we realize this incomplete circle and the number of incomplete cycles that gets released through introspection, that many dreams will come down in our sleep and the quality of our deep sleep goes up. The sort of mental quietude and peace it creates is us. Nothing can create, no medicine can create in us. The greatest beneficiary is from being aware for few minutes at the end of every day. And supposing when we do it for 2 years' time, at the end of 2 years' time, we will not be aware. At the end of every day, we'll be aware throughout the day. When the awareness happens at the end of the day, it is called awareness. But if the awareness happens in the present continuous, it is called consciousness. We'll start living our life consciously. When we set living our life consciously, in consciousness, everything life negative shrinks and everything life positive expands and grow, and all this benefit will be ours. All we have to do is practice introspection. One of the days something beautiful will happen in our life. That is, the entire day we'll get everything right, all because we practiced introspection and will be smiling throughout the introspection that we got it right. You will realize that no correction was needed today, and that day it's worth living. We'll actually feel like a noble, pure soul in that moment, and that we'll feel proud as disciples of Swamiji Vedatri Maharishi. This is a very, very powerful tool. There's no point in receiving the tool and not using it. Swamiji has formulated this into 5 kinds of introspection practices: analysis of thought, moralization of desires, neutralization of anger, eradication of worries, and who am I? The benefits of these practices are physical health, rejuvenation of life energies, mental health, good relationships, purification of the genetic center, God realization. Yes, introspection will make us come face to face with the Almighty Himself. Let me conclude thanking everyone for your presence. I thank the IT Director, Professor Krish Murli Iswar Sir, IT Department, and all the organizers of the team. I pray to Almighty that we shall live in good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you very much, ma'am. You have well explained about the introspection with the wonderful quotes like the unexamined life is not worth living by Socrates, and also knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And also you have said how the introspection plays the significant role to develop physical health and mental health, and also to realize ourselves. For that, you have given a wonderful idea to observe the day events at the end of the day. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the great wisdom, and your speech was excellent and mind-blowing, ma'am. Thank you once again. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Now we move on to the important announcements. Owing to the COVID-19 pandemic, need of the hour is to enhance your immune system. Kayakalpa Yoga of our Sky system predominantly supports to improve your immunity and overall well-being. For those who have not signed up yet, right away please visit kayakalpayoga.edu.in and kindly register for the course or download the Android app. Vision for Wisdom, WCSC is conducting the online degrees, foundation courses, and certification programs in English, Tamil, and Kannada. Please visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in for further queries. Our monthly journal, Anboli, is also available in Android app. You may download the Anboli app from the Android Play Store. Get access to the premium content of Swamiji speeches. Also, connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen all the past speeches of our professors on various aspects of Sky Yoga. Karma Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of income to the good causes of society. Be generous, donate to the World Community Service Center. There are multiple channels to do that, either through the Anboli app or our official website, vedatri.edu.in. Please be informed that Section 80G IT exemption could be availed for these donations. It is time for us to express our gratitude. Let's come into Duriya state for blessings. Blessings for conducting meditation and also for giving a wonderful speech. We can bless our Madam Professor Uma Srikant. Be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. Thank you, ma'am. We are immensely blessed for having you with us today. And please keep enlightening us with such wonderful wisdom from time to time. Once again, thank you, ma'am. வாழ்க வளமுடன். We are happy to share the schedule for tomorrow's online programs live from Alia Temple of Consciousness. Morning 5:15, 9 Center meditation in Tamil. 6 a.m. exercise in Tamil. 7 a.m. 9 Center meditation in English. At 11 a.m. speech in Tamil by Professor Dr. Susila Murthy ma'am from Coimbatore on the topic Paramapadam. Evening 6 p.m. meditation in Tamil. At 6:30 p.m. speech in Tamil by Professor Veerappan sir from Chennai on the topic Satyam Adu Nityam. English program details. 8 p.m. Duriya meditation in English. 8:15 p.m. speech in English by our Professor Krish Murli Ishwar sir from Bangalore on the topic Science of Kundalini Awakening, my personal experience. Please share the program invite and the website details and with your friends and relatives. Let them all take part in this spiritual journey and get benefited. Please note that the meetings are password enabled, and to join the online Zoom, the password is ALIYAR, ALIYAR. We thank our beloved President Arulnidhi Padma Shri S.K. Mailanandan sir for his leadership, continuous support and guidance. Let's be back again tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and keep practicing our Kundalini Yoga. This is Kasturi Sridhar from the Aliyar World Community Service Center IT team. Be blessed by the divine. Let us now conclude the session with world blessing. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let practitioners of all prosper, flourish, and grow, and culture progress through the needs to share and grow. Let the rulers be beyond feelings of anger or fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guides us along paths always right. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Good night to all. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.